And welcome back to Midlife Rises. I'm Cheryl. I am freaking burnt. But I just came in. It's a little late and I didn't want more time to pass by. So before settling down, I wanted to just do a quick video because we are getting a 28-minute piece out. Just didn't want to have you wait that long. So yeah, it's coming. You can feel it in the air. The winter is on its way here for sure. So we have gotten to 3,000 plus subscribers and you guys are being very, very stingy with those likes. So I am going to ask you that if you are enjoying the pieces that we're putting out, on your way out, just give us a like. Honestly, it helps the channel and it takes you 1 second to do that. So just a courtesy, because again, it does help out the channel. If we are reaching 5 to 10 people on these messages, we're doing a lot. But it would help if you were to do the honors and give us that like. It'll be nicer if you subscribe to the channel as well. This way you'll get a notification when we put one out. It's been very busy. Today I'd like to talk about building discernment. So don't go away. So yeah, in the past I spent a good bit of time talking about emotional intelligence because this stuff is super important in order to just identify with not only the environment, but yourself. And when we talk about discernment, we're basically saying, you know, to have that realization, to have that intuition. As midlife men and women, and you know, this is a woman's talk show, so we care more to the women of that. We got a little comment the other day on the manipulative and abusive adult children, and there was this dad that was saying, you know, fathers go through it too. And yes, when we talk about parents, we are talking about both the mother and father, but because it's a woman's talk show, we kind of elaborate a little more on the woman's end. But don't mistake it, we are referring to both parents. Working our way up to midlife, we have experiences, and these experiences, we're really supposed to learn from them. That is if we're paying attention. But a lot of us have a habit of turning the other cheek just to ignore our inner battles, or you know, sometimes I guess it's too painful to do it head. But our experiences is what actually gives us our testimonies. It builds our wisdom. And it is very, like, there's no excuse to advance in age and not grow. That is really what we mean when we say someone is immature. It means that you're undeveloped. And there is no excuse for that, because we are all having experiences as we go through this thing called life. Some of us have had it more severe than others, but there is always a choice, and that choice should be to heal. The only way you can heal is by doing the work. And when we say doing the work, we mean to actually look at what's going on, feel what's going on, identify with it, and then work to fix it. Some of us have a tendency to, you know, to pick the easy way up, call that the highway or the wide road. But I'm here to tell you that the glory is on the narrow road, which means that you should be having your moments. You should be embracing your experiences, and in turn, you should be learning from them. If you are spending time, years on end, learning how to manipulate because of whatever, you know, you develop those skills rather than build your emotional intelligence or your discernment, then you are really not helping yourself. You're not hurting anyone else. You're hurting yourself, because in the end, you're not building basic skills, basic life skills. Now, when we talk about emotional intelligence, that means to understand your emotions, the emotions of others, and then use that knowledge to act accordingly. Same discernment. The only way you can build that is by really paying attention to what you're saying, because we all have a private talk show. And unfortunately, we tend to star in it. I've said that several times. Let me elaborate a little. A private show is basically talking to yourself about what happened, about your negative experiences, your unpleasant or negative experiences. And rather than come to terms with what really happened, sometimes we do the twisting thing, we turn it around. There are different reasons why something like that would happen, but for the person, and I don't want to say normal because there is no normal. Normal is what you know it to be. There is no real normal. Like my normal will not be yours. So there is no real normal. Our normal to each individual is what we understand it to be. So the reason why I'm going into this is because when we where we're at right now, if you're on this channel, chances are you are in your midlife. If you are not learning from your experiences, if you're not dealing with them head on, then you are not growing, which means that you're most likely undeveloped, immature. Your emotions will pretty much be out of whack because it goes hand in hand. When I was 15 years old, my sister put me in a high school called Fashion Industries. She did that because she knew that I liked modeling. I was into fashion. But when I got there, it had nothing to do with modeling. It was basically learning how to draw, marketing, merchandising, everything that had to do with fashion, but not modeling. I mean, I kind of found my way in between, because I was moving around the area. So I got on to some designers and I got little shows and so on. But I was not interested in drawing or learning how to sew. I'm sorry about that now, but that's what the school was. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because at a very young age, I was leaving and traveling out to the city. And because I did that, it exposed me to different things. And thank God I didn't have no real negative experiences, but it helped to build certain skills. And she was a lot more seasoned than I was, and she basically encouraged me to leave my classes and go out to Central Park. I mean, it was a time. It was a phase. And I missed almost a half a year. Don't ask me what part of Central Park. I was just led there. We used to hang out. And that's what I did. And I missed almost a half a year. When my mom's picked up that this was taking place, she immediately put me out of the city and went to a school called Wingate. She put me into a school locally in Brooklyn. That's where I pretty much started caring more to the culture. That was where I met my first set of Jamaicans, Haitians. It was a whole bunch of islanders. One thing led to the next, and I found my way, but I had to want to do that. And we start working our way up to adulthood, through the adolescent years into adulthood and midlife years. We've got to be at a certain stage where certain skills should be built. And the main set of skills is managing our emotions and having discernment, understanding how we come across to others, what makes us tick. And the only way you can do that is if you're really paying attention to how you feel, what's going on inside. And it's a choice on doing the right thing when you can, because we all understand what's wrong from right, but the choices we make is what makes us up. When we get to this stage of life, it comes to bite some of us in the rear. So it's never really too late to start building on that. and understanding, what makes you tick. This way you get to choose. There's that word again. Having to be a better person. Because in the long run, that is where our peace and happiness come in. That is where we get the fruit of the Spirit. So, we're on a 28-minute piece on discernment. So I don't want to go too much into it. I wanted to touch base a little with it because so much time is passing. It's already 2 weeks or 3 weeks since I've done my last weekly piece, and it's really supposed to be coming out every week, but life gets in the way. You understand. So I just came in, wanted to touch with you guys and just talk about this a little, but we'll go in more into details on it in the 28-minute piece. So subscribe to the channel and don't forget that like. It really does help out the channel. So on your way out, do us the honors and give us a like. We will see you next time. Okay? You take care now.